Hello, my friend, and welcome back. You have made it all the way to ding, 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 round 3 on the Get in the Ring pre-summit training event. I'm Dr. Melissa Grill-Petersen. I'm your host, and I'm so glad that you've made it to this moment now. So in round 1, video 1, we talked all about your winning strategy, and that idea, it's a simple awareness, if you will, basically of what you don't want and of what you do want. So that way, in a moment, you can tune in and say, wait a minute, am I aligned with the energy, the desires, the feelings, the resources that are moving me closer to what I do want or further away? Again, is it my winning strategy or my losing strategy? Am I coming from a place of strength or from a place of weakness? Once we begin to know that, we have the real inner awareness or filter system that allows us to move forward in taking action when we're in the ring. Round 2 was all about those 5 points of the 5 necessary steps that you're going to take when you get knocked down, because let's face it, it's going to happen. That's life. It's the contrast of it. It's the emotions, the experience, the texture, the reality. Not every day is perfect, but even in the imperfect moments, our perfection, our true joy, our divine, vibrant, vitalistic self can be experienced and touched. Remember, step 1 was all about just being present with the feeling, stopping the distraction, the pushing away, the avoidance, if you will, or the busy work, even if the idea, because I'm raising my hand, I was a big offender of this, even if it's for the right reasons. Well, I'm just breathing and I'm going to help myself. I was always, I'm going to tap it out, I'm going to tap it out, I'm going to come from my resource state. No, it's so important to just be and allow, because it will dissolve very quickly. Be that observer, right? And then step 2 was remembering that your situation, your circumstances do not have to define you unless you choose to allow them. So yes, you may be stuck. Yes, maybe you have suffered from abuse. Maybe you've gone through bankruptcy. Maybe you are attracting the wrong person into your life. You've had failed relationships. Maybe you have what is a great relationship, but yet you just feel dissatisfied. Whatever it is, if you're experiencing guilt, shame, blame, lack, frustration, limitation, uncertainty on any level, it's transient. It's simply a moment giving you feedback. When you allow it to happen, when you feel it, when you're present with it and observe it, you will recognize very quickly that that puts you at choice. Is this what I do or what I don't want? Which I'm jumping ahead to step 4, okay? Because you get to choose your situation. You get to choose who you are. You get to choose how you're showing up every day in your life. It's simple. It's not always easy, but it's absolutely simple. You are the one in control. You really are. Doesn't matter all the distractions. They are smoke and mirrors, I promise. And then step 3, I'll kind of go back for a moment, was talk to the crazy. If it gets really bad, quit trying to fight it. Being in the ring is not about fighting every step of the way. It's about allowing. That's right, you're frustrated. That's right, I'm angry. That's right, I'm angry. I'm sad. That's right, I'm sad. I'm nervous. That's right, I'm nervous. Get the point? And then it was know what you do want, know what you don't want, and say yes to it. So, all right, that was the short recap of round 1, round 2. We are in round 3. So now you have rinsed, repeat. You've been making some strides. You've been gaining that certainty and that clarity of how you feel when you're winning. You're allowing yourself to be present. You're allowing to the things that you want, the life that you want. You're allowing life to unfold a little bit versus fighting it every step of the way. So now, hang with me. I want you to say, all right, I've got my eye on the prize and I'm ready to go for that win. Step 1, and I can tell you, not only have I personally experienced this, every great success story that I've read, that I've studied, every mentor that I've had, every person that has actualized their dream, or we're going to say claimed their win, right? They've stepped into that ring of life and they've maybe had some hard hits. They've had come across some hard times, but they made a decision. They made a decision and made it happen. So every success story out there, you will see a common thread. It was that defining moment where they said, this is no longer going to be the way it's going to be. This is my moment. This is my moment to be the winner. Okay, so it's that power of clear, concise decisiveness, decision. You gotta choose it. Not, I should, well, I'm really tired of this and I wish this would change. No, this must change. This is changing now because I deserve my joy, my light, my love. I deserve to thrive. I deserve to feel peaceful. I deserve to have wonderful, respectful relationships. I deserve patience. I deserve compassion. I deserve kindness. I deserve. You have to get clear on that. Until the day comes that you claim it for yourself, you'll get close to winning, but you'll find that it's really hard to claim that full title belt until you get absolutely clear with 100% of you that this is the day that it changes. This is the day that you're going to take a new direction, a new approach. You're going to use a new strategy. So we've been laying the foundation in these past 3 videos talking about strategy for yourself. And I don't mean the nuts and the bolts. I'm talking about really, if you tune into you, you will realize when you make that decision to change it, okay, and to go for that win, that then, and you begin to look and say, okay, well, what does that win feel like? What does that really look like to me? What happens if I get knocked down? We've already covered this, right? And then it's about saying, I did it. I did it. And you will notice that there's a certain path that you took that allowed you to claim that win. When we claim that win, a lot of people become fearful. How do I maintain it? How do I stay here? How do I keep this title belt? What if? What if this is too good to be true? What if this was just luck and I had nothing to do with it? So then that little inner dialogue, that fear-based voice starts ramping back up, right? Well, that means just go back to video 2. That's all that means. It means you're clear. Oh, wait a minute. This is not my winning self. This is fear. Let me just feel it. Let me talk to it. Yep, that's right. What if? Okay? It doesn't have to define you unless you choose to allow it. Because when we understand our winning strategy, we realize I've done it. I've now got the blueprint of how to repeat this process. So let me talk to you a little bit about my strategy. Yours won't necessarily be mine. We'll all have a different way. Okay, so before I even talk about mine, I want you to think, as you think about something that you did, okay? Something that you did. You wanted it. You made the decision. This has to change. Whether it was leaving something that was no longer good for you, letting go of something, creating something new, bringing something in, on whatever realm, you made a clear decision. Then what happened? If you think about any of these moments that you made a decision and then you got a result, I promise you, you will see a pattern of what happened. Maybe you decluttered. Maybe you got clear on that vision and then you started to plan, and then maybe you took consistent action. Maybe you collaborated, maybe you networked, maybe you moved, maybe you changed your space, your environment. Maybe you recognized that you changed you and how you were moving, breathing, thinking, standing, maybe colors you were wearing. It's different for everybody, okay? So your strategy may be a little different than mine, but mine works a little something like this. Every time, because up in this brain of mine, there's a lot of ideas that swirl. And while many of them are really great ideas and it's part of who I am, I'm a creator and it's very exciting and energizing to me. When there's too much going on, let's face it, there's too much going on, right? And that can be the fast road to overwhelm and to paralysis and to being stuck in what I call the muck of life and really feeling like, okay, I know what I want, but... Or maybe I think I know what I want, but there's always kind of that yeah, but. So we want to cross out the but and we want to have and. Yes, and. Yes, I know, and here's how I'm bringing it about. So for me, the first step is absolutely, just like I said to you, getting clear. I have to get clear. And while I might have 10 choices, I have to choose one, because trust me, I've tried to balance out the 10 before, do a little over here and a little over here and a little over here. But what was happening is that I wasn't fully tending to any one seed, right? So I wasn't really giving each idea its due worth, its my full presence and attention so that it could actually birth, that it could unfold and manifest and grow fully into the potential of what it could become. So I had to recognize that I was hurting the process. So I first had to get clear, then I had to choose one thing, okay? I had to choose, and I brought it in. And then I had to take daily, consistent, energized action that for me was based in purpose, in excitement, in vitality, or what I'll say, in mission. It had to have something bigger than just me, something bigger than a to-do, something bigger than a bill that had to be paid. It had to have some oomph. So I had to get clear. I had to choose just one. For me, I had to whittle down my field, and then it had to have oomph. So I had to choose the one that had the most oomph, okay? Because that would give me my motivation and my inspiration on the days when I would get knocked down. And I promise you, I've gotten knocked down many times. But that's what gave me the motivation to go, okay. And then the next part, which was a real game changer for me in my success strategy, was in that piece of allowing. So instead of forcing and going, okay, everything's strategy and I've got all my plans and I've got all my goals and I've got to reach this person and this person and this person and this person, instead of everything being a task, which I still had that in there, I would still map it out with clear intention every day. But I would take, and I would take that intention, and it was as if I energetically gave it space to expand. I said, okay, here's my clear vision. And this is how I'm going to be open to allow. I'm going to allow it to unfold. Not everything went according to plan. It went pretty close according to plan. But in staying open, so many more things came to me. And in fact, I'm going to share a little personal story. I had a good friend and a dear coach of mine. She's one of my mentors. As I was planning the Get in the Ring Summit, she said to me, Melissa, what next? And I said to her, I said, Mary, I usually have that strategy. I'm that person that will usually have that brain and tell you, well, here, this, and then this. I said, but you know what? This is different. This is about a mission for me. And I just know that I'm supposed to not plan the next step right now. It's not about the next goal and the next step. I know, so I had to tune into my intuition, ladies. It's important to use that intuition. It will guide you, I promise. So I had to tune in, and I said, you know, I just know right now I have to stay open, and I have to be present with this process and allow it to unfold. And I know with certainty that when it's time to understand next steps, I'm not going to have to try to use my noggin. It's going to be so crystal clear. And sure enough, it did come, and more on that later. I'm going to keep you hanging on what's actually next, because yes, there is more. But I didn't just sit down with pen and paper and set the goals and plan it all out, which was different for me. Hear me. I stayed focused on the one idea from a place of oomph, from purpose. I stayed inspired. I stayed in the flow. I took consistent action every day. And when I would get knocked down, I would be present with that feeling. I would allow it to safely move through. And I would get right back into saying yes to the mission. Every day my mantra was yes. I don't know how it's going to happen, but I know it's happening because yes, I'm saying yes to this. I listened to the intuition from within. And guess what? I birthed something that was otherwise a dream just several months ago. And you can do the same thing. So it took form. It took shape. You're here. You're watching this. We're connecting. We're impacting one another. We're supporting one another. The Get in the Ring movement is all about women coming together in a community to support, to collaborate, to inspire, and to thrive. And you're a part of that. So find out your strategy. Remember, you've been in the ring, you've been watching the last few videos, and hopefully you've actually been taking action and utilizing those tools and having an experience with them. So now, even if you haven't quite had that knockout punch yet, that big win that you really want, it's okay to take a moment, back up, think about some of the things you've done in your past when you've gotten a result. You made a decision. Then what happened next? You made a decision. What steps did you take to have that decision, what do I want to say, manifest or actualize to get the result of the decision that you made? You will see your path. For me, I got clear, I whittled down based on which had the most oomph, the most passion, the most inspiration. So I got really anchored into my purpose or mission, if you will, for me. Again, yours may be different. Okay, and then from that place, I stayed open and I allowed and I took consistent action, inspired action. And I followed that intuition and I birthed this beautiful community. So that was my strategy. I want you to get social and I want you to tell me yours. What has worked for you in the past? Because even if you get knocked down, if that fear-based voice comes up of going, what if, how, I did it once, was it luck? How could I do it again? You already know that you possess the answers. You've got your own success map. It's in you. All right? And if there's uncertainty, as we go through the 3 days of the Get in the Ring event, you are going to hear from so many incredible luminaries that they're going to share with you. They're going to inspire you. They're going to enlighten you. They're going to inform you and engage you in the processes, in the tools, and the ways, and the support to further unearth and awaken your inner purpose, your inner mission, your inner light, so that you can more fully and vibrantly shine and thrive. Ladies, this has been an awesome experience leading up to what is going to be a truly transformative 3-day global online event. I'm Dr. Melissa. I want to thank you for being in the ring. Now listen, just a few things. I want you to tweet us at In the Ring Summit on Twitter. Get into Facebook, get into the group, Get in the Ring Facebook group, and tell me, what's your strategy? Please, together, you and I, we can be the change. We can be here to help really make this movement something that is massive. My mission, my vision is to touch over 1 million lives of women around the globe. Will you help me? Will you help to spread the word? How to do it? Share this video. Tell 10 of your friends and tell them to tell 10 of their friends and 10 of their friends to go and sign in at getintheringevent.com. Be a part of the summit. Together we can be in it to win it. We can create any outcome that we want. And in the moments that you doubt, I'm here to remind you that you can. You possess everything that you need within you right now. So breathe, allow, follow your intuition, say yes, yes, come on, yes, because you're in it to win it here in the ring. I am Dr. Melissa Grill-Petersen, your host of the Get in the Ring Global Women's Online Summit. Join us for the movement. Get social, use hashtag Get in the Ring, find us on Twitter, find us on Facebook, spread the news, get others to sign up, and let's do this from my heart to yours. Stay in it to win it.